Hello. My name is Amy and I'm here to give you example of encoding master file. First, go to SmartPay Admin. Click General Setup. And choose Cost Center. Profit Center is also known as the company name or a company location. To set the profit center for this system, input the company code, then full name of profit center at the text box below. Next, input the group code if the profit center is set as grouped. Next is profit center's TIN number. Choose gross pay, net pay, SSS etc. Then click Add button to place the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Now, if you want to change the data, just double-click the data in the grid. Then you can change the data below. Once it's done, click the Update button. Same process in deleting the data. Then click the Update button. Once the process is successful, the picture below will appear. Next, go to House Bank Accounts. First, select your country name. Next, select type of bank. Next, input bank branch code. Next, input bank account number. Next, select currency type. Then click the checkbox if the account is active. Then click Add button to place the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Once it's done, the notification will appear below. Then if you want to update or delete the data, just double-click the data on the grid list. You can now change the data below. Once it's done, click the Update button to replace the data in the grid list. Same process in deleting the data. Then click Update to save the data. Once it's done, the notification will appear below. Next, click Holiday Setup. First, input holiday year. Next, input holiday's description for the year. Then go to Holidays screen. And input month, day, and year of the holiday. Next, input the holiday's name or description. Next, if the holiday is special, it has no days from. And if the holiday is legal, it has days from, before the exact holiday. If the holiday is special, tick the Deactivate checkbox. This means that employees will not be paid when they do not go on holiday. Then if the holiday is legal, do not tick the checkbox. This means the employee will be paid regular rate when they go on holiday, and if they also meet the rules. Then choose one for the tagging, if the holiday is legal or special. Once you are done, click Add button, to place the data in the grid list. Then, click Update button to save the data. If the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Then if you want to update or delete the data, double-click the data on the grid list. Now you can change it in the text box below. Then click Update button to replace the data in the grid list. Then click the Update button to save the changed data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Same procedure in holidays per profit center and holiday per department. Next, click HRIS Setup. And choose Department. Department is a functional area within an organization or a division. First, input the department code. Next, input department name. Input department head. Then click Add button, to add the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Then if you want to change the data, double-click the data in the grid list. Now you can change the data in the text box below. Then click Update button to replace the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. If the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Section. Section, it is a division place of a company. Now, let's start in inputting section code. Note: no space in all letters only. Next, input section name. Once you're done, click Add to place the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Job Category. Job category: in addition to grouping jobs by similar scope and used to distinguish benefit eligibility. First, input job category's code. Next, input job category name. Then click the Add button, to add the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Labor. Labor is a direct or indirect hired of the company. Here's the sample labor setup. First, input labor name's code. Next, input labor's name. Then click Add button, to add the data in the grid list. Note: you can add more data before saving it. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Position. It describes the level of the position or the responsibilities of the person holding the position. First, input position's code. Next, input position's name. Choose Status. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Additional Earning. Here's how to set up your earnings and allowances. First, input the code name. Then input earning or allowances name. Choose GL Accounts. Then click Add button, to add the data in the grid list. Now, click Update button to save the data. Note: you can add more data before saving it. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Recurring Deduction. It is a wage elements that are not paid, or deducted in every payroll period. First, input deduction code. Next, input deduction's name. Next, deductions tagging. If you choose contribution or loan remits, the cash advance will deducted on your contributions like Pagibig. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Now, click Update button to save the data. Note: you can add more data before saving it. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Approver Setup. Here's how to set up the approver for all employees' requests. First, input approver's code. Next, input the number of approver. Next, choose Admin ID if you want to filter by its ID, and choose Admin Name if you want to filter by its name. Now click Add button. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Now, choose Approver from the list. Then click the Update button. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Now, go to List of CC to set approver to approved request through SMS. Choose approver's name. Then click Add button to add data in the grid list. Then click Update button to save the setup. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Sanction Master File. Here's how to set up Sanctions Master File. First, input sanctions code. Next, input sanctions name. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Now click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Sanction Level Master File. If you're in the All Work Related Requirements group, you'll get a low-level sanction, medium-level sanction or a higher-level sanction. Here's the demo on how to set up Sanction Level Master File. First, input sanction level code. Next, input sanction level's name. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Now click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Note: you can add more data before saving it. Next, click Timekeeping Setup and choose Schedule Master File. Let's start in setting up the schedule details. Input schedule code. Schedule description. Note: it can be name, or a working time itself. Input working start time. Working end time. Input allocated hours before the actual working time. Input the maximum extension hours for 24 hours of overtime. Allocated hours for break time. Allocated hours for overtime. Choose type of schedule from the option box. Next, input maximum hours of in. Maximum hours of out. Input lunch start time. Lunch end time. Next, snack schedule. Input maximum hours of in. Maximum hours of out. Input snacks start time. Snacks end time. Now let's proceed in late conversion setup. Note: conversion setup depends on what is the company rules. Next, input 1 as minutes from, and 60 as minutes to. Equivalent minutes. If 0 means the system will not consider it as late yet. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Next, input 61 as minutes from, and 999 as minutes to. Then equivalent minutes. This means that if the time is exceed on the given time, the system will consider it as late. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Now, let's proceed in under time conversion setup. Input 0 as minutes from, and 999 as minutes to, and 0 for equivalent minutes. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Now let's proceed in broken hours setup. It is a different set of schedule within the day. First schedule, input working start time, and working end time. Second schedule, input working start time, and working end time. Now click the Add button to save created setup. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Then click Update button to save the created data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, MDB files. Let's start. Input, file name. Input IP address. Choose cost center. Input location path. Choose biometrics to SmartPay. Then, click Add to save the data in the grid list. Click Update. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Biometrics Machine ID. First, input biometric machine's code. biometric machine's name. Then click Add button, to add the data in the grid list. Note: you can add more data before saving it. Then click Update button to save the data. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Leave Uploading. Now let's start with filling up the required fields. Choose Cost Center. To show all the employee in the grid list, select the blank space or just skip this drop-down box. Next, select Date for the opening balance of leave. Select the type of leave where you want to place the balance. Input 0 for the default amount of balance. Select Added type of process. Then click Show List of Employee. Then input amount balance for each employee. Click checkbox on the left side of Employee's ID. Then click Execute button. Click OK. If the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Then click Show List of Employee. Next, select Payroll Setup. And choose Payroll Configuration. First, input Payroll Configuration Code. Input Payroll Configuration Name. Next, go to Payroll Basic Information. Input working days in a year. Working hour per day. Select Payment Frequency. Select Payment Computation. Now let's proceed to government-mandated deductions. Select type of government numbers to be deducted, and tick the checkbox when the government numbers will be deducted, first cut-off or in the second cut-off. You may also select both cut-off. Or you may select Not Deducted checkbox. Next, Basis of Computation. Select Basis of Computation for each of the government number. Next, DOLA Setup. This is the rate of holidays, night differential, overtime, and overtime night differential. With the time interpretation below. Then click Update button to save the setup. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Payroll Period. A pay period is a recurring length of time, over which employee time is recorded and paid. First, input payroll year. Select type of period. Next, input date from of payroll period. Date to of payroll period. Then pay date. Select term 1 for semi-monthly period. Select month of payroll. Select unlock if the employee allowed to request for that period. Select unlock if the approver allowed to approved request for that period. Then click Add button to add the data in the grid list. Then click Update to save the setup. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. Next, go to Payroll DOLA. First, input DOLA code. Input DOLA name. Next, for the regular days, special and legal holidays, input the rate working hour that is greater than 8 hours. Night differentials, overtime, and overtime night differentials. Next, also input rate working hours for working on rest day. Once you're done, click Update button to save the setup. Once the process is correct, the notification will appear below. That's it. Thank you and have a nice day.